ROCPodcasts.com.
There it is. Oh, we're fucking champions. Next song, please.
In front of faces, their lips begin a flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Michaels, cause she's a doggy whore. Corey says, man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a host. Stacey says, man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's fact. So go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down, it's time for AirWreckRadio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreckRadio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down.
You don't need to fade it. It'll fade itself. Yeah, no. It is the 31st day of March. There's still snow on the ground.
A lot of snow.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Stacey.
And this is episode 47 of AirWreckRadio.
I guess it's like, continue.
I'm sorry, post ROC Podfest.
I was just going to say,
Radio.
I think it's like, it might be like 47 and a half now.
Yeah, at least, because we've done at least, me and you've done at least 55 minutes of podcasting other than this week, other than our normal episodes.
Yeah.
And me and Bill did an extra 15, so I've done 70 minutes of
fuck.
podcasting.
I didn't know you were going to pull out a one-up like so quick into the game. Man.
Well, and I'm only,
I didn't have an opportunity to do second
I've
15
only
minutes.
had my second show for like 30 weeks or something. Yeah, that's a quick.
Well, you've only had this show for like 46 weeks.
Whatever, it's cool.
I think this show is like full term now.
Yes,
like 46,
show,
like
rated, way
That's,
over.
Yeah.
There's been
like
emergencies happening with this.
I gave birth to a 3-year-old. It was the weirdest damn thing.
Yeah,
Came out smoking a Pall Mall.
36 weeks is acceptable term. 40 is what they call term.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
46 weeks is a little light.
A little heavy.
All right.
Kids smoking cigarettes.
Luckily,
and
this
blood
is
hair.
this is 47 weeks. So whatever.
It's a little excessive. So, how did you like ROC Podfest, hosted by none other than the Podfather himself, Vinny Paulino?
I liked it very well.
I had a super good time.
I had a lot of fun on Saturday. That store, I know I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again this episode. That store is awesome. It's great. I bought 4 laser discs, Corey.
Sweet. When are we gonna watch them, Stace?
I don't have a laser disc player, Corey. I didn't buy them to watch.
Not thinking with foresight, were you?
No, I definitely knew exactly what I was doing.
They're going on the back of the garage door, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. They're going up in here somewhere.
They fit in those spaces perfectly.
For folks who don't know what a laser disc is, it's like a compact disc, which is like an MP3 player on a tiny round mirror.
But the size of a 33.
Yeah, a laser disc, however, is the size of a record. Which, if you don't remember what that is, look it up.
Yeah, I don't have time to explain to you how they press
I'm not
wax.
even sure myself. So yeah, they come with like they're in big record sleeves with awesome album art.
Yeah, what wonderful laser discs did you buy?
I bought Back to the Future, Back to the Future 3, which means that I'm on a mission now. Harry and the Hendersons, which is like the crowd favorite, I think, and Barbed Wire. The Pamela Anderson.
Pam Anderson movie?
Yeah, man, she looks sexy on that cover. We should use it as our cover art this week.
I think she'd probably sue the shit out of us.
What's she gonna sue us for? Come on. We'll just change the font or something. I don't know.
It's her likeness.
We'll put Kurt Russell's face on it.
There you go. Some hair in her boobs.
South Park gets away with it. You think Mel Gibson gave them permission?
You can parody, not steal somebody's likeness. There's a difference.
I'm not sure there is when they're using a picture of his face upon a Terrence and Phillips-esque body.
There's like, plus television, it's not spoken word. It's a little different.
You mean money?
Yes, that'd be one of them.
All right. So how did you like Podfest?
Oh, it was terrible. It fucking sucked. It was worthless. It was wasting my time. It was wasting everybody else's fucking time. No, I loved it. I'm just joking. It was pretty awesome. I think we crushed it.
I think we did pretty all right, man.
And the shows before us were pretty all right. And the shows after us were pretty all right. And A Podcast did pretty all right.
Yeah, I think everybody did well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to really talk up the other shows so much, you know. They did all right, and they did okay.
I know that when I got there
Need
Saturday,
a bomb, son.
I know that when I got there Saturday, Glenn, who was like the electronics wizard of the event, dude was in charge of shit. He's from UnderTheSkin.tv. Mm-hmm. He had shit on the fucking lockdown. When I got there on Saturday, we performed on Friday. When I got there on Saturday, I run into him in the parking lot, and he was like, dude, you guys killed it last night. We all got together afterwards, and you guys won the night. And I was like, man, that's kind of made my heart happy or something. I don't know. I don't really know how to express the feeling of pleasure I got from that kind of compliment.
Ego even further.
I know, but it was like weird because like it was honest, which was something I'm not accustomed to.
Yeah,
it's like
usually I'm talking to myself.
It was a compliment from somebody else, which was really weird for me.
Yeah, no, I killed his son. Crushed that shit out.
We did a good job, man. There was this one fucking black dude in the crowd.
Second Prince did great too.
There was this one dude in the crowd, and he was a big black dude. Did you see that guy?
Yeah,
he was like right dead center.
He was half the fucking room.
He looked mad too, and every time
he was like, "Who these white boys on stage? Who these white motherfuckers?" Talking about going to jail.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm in trouble now?
That's horrible.
Am I in trouble now?
He seemed perfectly enunciate, just large as fuck.
It's my internet show.
He's a big dude. But every single time I said arrested, I know my eyes landed on him. I tried to be really careful and like make eye contact with various people in the room, you know, like
I'm not talking about the giant, but I mean you, nigga. I mean you.
Would have gone maybe with like elephant in the room or something like that, but you know,
that's pretty awesome. I gotta tell you, that makes me happy. You know, I did very little looking at the crowd. Spent most of my time looking at you.
That's
because I'm.
You know what? That's completely understandable, Corey.
It's because I miss your face.
Yeah, I know it. It's a missable face.
Fair enough.
People try to hit it and they miss. I dodge quick.
I got cat-like reflexes. Enter like a cat.
Other highlights of the Podfest, I thought, were mental overloads.
Yeah.
They were on, man. I mean, they fell off at the end there. They were concerned about that, but I'm like, dude, you guys crushed it. I mean, they when Ace was like, what did he say? He said, yesterday I was afraid I was going to get robbed. Today I'm afraid I'm going to get embezzled. There was a slight difference in the general skin tone of the crowd on Friday and on Saturday.
Yes. And by slight, do you mean stark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Highly contrasty.
Do you mean night and day?
Well, here's the thing. Straight from the Underground gets a different crowd
than
spoken
word podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, they brought a crowd though.
Fuck yeah,
they filled that place up pretty good on Friday.
I mean, it was sweet. I mean, I was very happy about that. The headliner really filled the place
and
exposed more people to the name. What'd you do this weekend? I went to the Podfest.
Yeah.
Side note, I think Nick Walters from the Clockman
Yeah.
was in the back of the room on Saturday night during Podfest.
Oh, yeah?
Because he posted a picture of it while Ryan Schofield from the SCO Zone was on.
Oh, that's right,
and
when I
said,
left.
I'm at Rochester Podfest. He must have been at the Record Archive and stumbled in, and I didn't see him.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So that proved positive to me that it works. I mean, he had exposure to podcasting before because we interviewed the Clockman.
Yeah.
But past that, he hadn't. And probably after that, he hadn't. So somebody stumbled in and observed the show for a little while.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Boy, Schofield, he knows how to get on a mic and talk.
What a monologuing motherfucker.
Jeez.
I clam up on the mic on the monologue. I can't do it. This dude can just talk and talk. And you could tell he was a little nervous because he was talking very, very quickly.
Yeah. I don't know, doesn't he just, I picture him as being a quick talker.
He is a quick talker, but he was especially quick in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he kind of calmed down a little bit as you smoothed himself out.
I had to leave, when he went on is when I left.
Yeah, no, I wasn't leaving. I left before the headliner that night, Local Vocals.
Yeah.
Because I had to meet you.
Yeah.
But I stayed for them, Sound of Tomorrow, and Under the Skin. Sound of Tomorrow put out their edgy material. It was kind of cool.
Their edgy material.
Everybody else had to tone their material back.
Yeah. Sound of Tomorrow had to turn it up a little bit.
They turned it up. Their show was about menses.
I don't know what that is.
Menstruation.
Oh. Am I supposed to have known what that meant?
Menses.
I've never heard that.
Before?
No.
But, I mean, it was funny. And it was Heather, Ross, and announcer Mike.
Yeah.
All on stage. Announcer Mike fell off the stage.
Oh, no. Yo, folks, listeners at home, I know that you guys didn't see this, but that stage was narrow. It was concerning.
He was one of 3 people that fell off the stage, so in that corner.
Yeah, I thought it was coming for me, man.
Why do you think I put you and Bill in the same corner? And I sat on the other side. Sound of Tomorrow's was funny. Absolutely funny.
Mm-hmm.
They did a skit about menstruation and tampons. It was really good.
I look forward to hearing it.
Under the Skin did the Triangle of Terror.
Yeah?
I think that's what they dubbed it. I think I might not be doing it justice.
How was that?
It involved a dildo in Ricky's face.
Oh, my.
It involved a shock collar and Tarno's sister. And it involved packaging tape and Tarno's very hairy chest.
Oh, goodness.
And basically, I think the name of the game was Ow. Because it's just a melee of pain ensued.
That's a fun game. Like the first person to say ow loses.
And the only person that wasn't getting hurt was, surprise, surprise, Emerson. Emerson Thor, host.
Yeah, the guy that runs that. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. That sounds completely correct. Was it good? Was it funny?
It was funny.
Yeah?
It was fun. It was more slapstick than everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
Like they did a very visual gag.
It was it's an opportunity to. Well, they have video and shit.
Well, that's what
they're a little experienced in that kind of thing.
And they, like they said, they rarely ever post the audio as a podcast.
That
They're
show,
a live
folks,
show.
That show, folks, is Monday Medicine.
Yes.
And they can be found at undertheskin.tv.
Every Monday at 8 o'clock. Oh, wait, that sounds familiar.
And I want to be sure to give them a proper plug because Ricky earned a proper plug for that show.
Taking a giant 14-inch purple dildo
Yeah.
to the face over and over and over again at Tarno's command.
Yeah. That sounds like he worked hard for a plug, literally.
Monday Medicine, undertheskin.tv, 8 o'clock p.m. Mondays.
Home of Glentricity.
Yes,
the magic man behind Podfest.
Mama, he's a magic man.
Yep.
Well, you said it. I just classed it up a bit.
Anything else go on outside of Podfest? I was busy with Podfest. I think pretty much that's universal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Sunday I did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, me too.
Not a cocksucking thing.
Okay.
Not a cocksucking thing.
Wow.
I think I woke up at noon, and I left the house at 5, and returned to the house at like 5:17.
What a fabulous day. Folks, I swear to God, our live show is better. It was. I know it was.
I got nothing else for the weekend other than ROC Podfest.
Yeah, it was pretty much that wraps it up.
That was my weekend.
Yeah, well, I spent Thursday doing numbers for drunk driving. Want to hear the numbers I didn't say because I decided to go with jokes?
That's a good idea because we got to remind the folks that they're going to get a little segment of our show.
Yeah.
In the middle this week.
Later on in the episode.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have the 15-minute show.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Not yet.
It makes me sad.
Take some processing. You got to do some magic.
So the awesome live show.
Got to be the man.
Not so much going to be a part of this episode, but we did record a headline news while we were there.
Yeah, so
that'll be
shove that in for our headline news break.
That'll be later on in this show.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about something that really pisses me off, and it was DWI law was what I settled on for the 15-minute thing.
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't going to get all the information out, but I really wanted to make sure that I had all the information. So I went to various websites like the Census Bureau and the Mothers Against Drunk Driving website. Boy, if you want to see some propaganda, go to the Mothers Against Drunk Driving website. It is the numbers they put up there are just fucking... I mean, I know they're based on real things that happen, but they're kind of lacking some information. It's like they set out looking for numbers that would prove their point without ever taking into consideration that anybody who thinks past what's given to them is going to have some questions.
Statistics can be very specific without answering any questions.
Yes, they can.
I mean? Statistics are a funny thing.
They are, but I have a lot of fun with them because, well, the man does. You can make a statistic say whatever you want it to say. For example, in 2010, 32,000 people, almost 33,000 people, died in car accidents, 10,228, or 31% of those crashes involved a drunk driver.
Okay, or 150 million people made it home safely, and 80% of crashes did not involve alcohol.
What a very, very nearly accurate number that was, Corey. Wow.
I'm sorry, go on.
Good for you for It doesn't mention anything about whether the party that was at fault was drunk. Now it's safe to assume that the majority of the parties at fault were drunk, and legally speaking, of course they were, because if you had a beer, it's your fault.
Here's a demonstration. If a drunk man, obliterated, were to wander out in front of the street in front of a large vehicle that doesn't have an instant stopping distance,
like a Chevy Lumina,
and that drunk man were to be struck
and
hurt,
you would find pieces of him in the fender.
That accident would go down as a drunk, alcohol-related accident.
Well,
They'd lump it into that statistic.
If the dude stumbled out into the road, that's pretty accurate to say. But if
the driver of the Lumina were drunk and the guy happened to be crossing the street legally,
that'd still be a drunk driver.
It'd
still be legitimately.
But do you see where the difference is?
No, I think, no. No. All right, I guess maybe, but I prefer to stick with vehicles because then we're not talking about somebody striking a pedestrian or a drunken pedestrian falling into the road. Because either way, it's the person who's drunk.
So we're going to smash into a minivan full of a family of 6. Let's go with that one.
And maybe the fucking driver of the minivan's the drunk one.
Oh, maybe the kid in the back was drunk because the dad was just tired of him screaming all the time.
This fails to mention anything about, was it snowing? Were there other conditions? How drunk were they? That's a big one for me because at 0.08 you're drunk. All right, I gotta tell you a confession. At 0.08 I'm about normal. I don't think I've got a buzz at 0.08.
I like the secondhand smoking statistics for this example. Well, you got lung cancer. Did you smoke? No. Did you ever live near somebody who did smoke? Yes. Okay. You have lung cancer.
It's similar to that.
That's why you have lung cancer. Oh, did you ask them what they did for a living? No. Did you ask them where they lived? Did they drink groundwater?
Did they sit in their garage with the car running or a gas heater while they made a podcast?
Because it's easy to label things. That's why.
Yeah. According to mad.org, 86% of drunk drivers involved in accidents with fatalities were between the ages of 21 and 44. Working class people, Corey. Working class people make up the most of the drunk drivers.
People that do what now?
Work.
Work.
People with jobs. People who are saving for their... these are prime... 21 and 44. Those are prime child rearing ages to be. They're the best ages to be in school, to be making who you are going to be for yourself. One beer can ruin your fucking life. That's retarded. There's something wrong with that. Where was the good one? Where was the good... Oh, here it is.
If it were in your ass, you know it. Sorry.
Over 1 in 10 of all arrests in 2010, DWI.
1 in 10 arrests of 2010.
For all the other things you could get arrested
DWI.
for.
1 in 10.
1 out of 10. Actually, a little more than that. 11%.
That's a little bit more than that. It's like
it's a 1.1 out of 10. That's what that is.
That's I want to know how many other drug-related arrests there were. I know you don't have that.
I do not.
But I wish I knew how many other drug-related arrests.
I think I saw that number. I think it was 6 million out of a possible 13 million total.
Because I think that number applies here too, because we're talking about the same thing. People alter mood and then.
Well, this number was specifically different than. Like, this specifically was DWI arrest.
But I'm saying I'm interested in that number as well together.
Well, look it up.
Because
the
kind of
FBI
the
website
thing.
Is the place to find that, Corey.
Okay. Jumping right on that.
I'm just saying.
I'm already afraid to talk to my father in open public because we might be thrown in jail for being communists. And then I have a podcast that might get me thrown in jail for being a communist.
Why do you say that?
What do you mean? Because I'm pretty sure the man would track me down and throw me into a hole without any form of due process.
What for what?
Speaking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not there.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the situation, man.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. They've silenced more powerful and less powerful before.
I don't recall ever having said anything that needed to be concerned about.
Okay, that's you. Not me.
Okay. Where do you want to go from here, Corey?
Into a break.
Okay.
Hello? Special delivery. Flowers? In the mail?
Email us at AirWreckRadio@gmail.com. Send us your address, I'll send you flowers. Or they could email AirWreckRadio at AirWreckRadio@gmail.com. If they did it with their address, I would send them flowers. If they didn't, I wouldn't. Please email us at AirWreckRadio@gmail.com because I really want to see this fool across from me have to mail some flowers. I will mail you flowers.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's time for Headline News.
Headline News.
So, today in the headlines, you may have heard that in Albuquerque, all hell's breaking loose. You heard anything about this one?
I haven't heard not a damn thing.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
I guess I'll lead with the current story then.
Uh-huh.
Okay? This is from the Associated Press, my lucky go-to for all the best news with less bullshit. The Albuquerque mayor said late Sunday that a more than 10-hour protest over recent police shootings has turned from peaceful into mayhem as officers in riot gear clashed with protesters who blocked traffic, tried to get on freeways, and shouted anti-police slogans.
Fuck police.
You think? I guess that's
fuck the police.
I was hoping you would have an example of an anti-police slogan. I like the way you kind of like whited that shit right up. Richard Berry said one officer was injured, rocks were thrown, and at one point protesters trapped police in a vehicle and tried to break the windows. An Associated Press reporter... Did you hear that?
An Associated Press reporter.
Yeah, it's nice. An Associated Press reporter saw gas canisters being thrown outside police headquarters, and Albuquerque police in Bernalillo...
Words I cannot say.
In a county in Albuquerque, sheriff's deputies charging at the protesters late Sunday, which mostly dispersed the crowds.
Well,
moving right along.
That'll happen.
Basically what's going on here is Albuquerque has had 37 shootings since 2010. Police shootings.
All of them by the police.
23 of them were fatal.
Oh. The police just be killing everybody up in here.
Albuquerque, literally, almost literally, figuratively, I guess.
Much more figuratively than literally.
More people per capita than New York City by about 16 times.
That's a little ridiculous. Well, because the NYPD already went through their little phase of doing that. It was called the 90s. They were killing motherfuckers left and right.
1 in 10 arrests in Albuquerque is for getting shot by the police.
And the other 1 in 10 for DWIs.
Yep. The city of Albuquerque has a population of about 555,000.
So they have a crystal meth problem and police shooting people.
And 23.
That's because the cops are strung out on crank.
They must be.
Problem solved. Got to figure it out.
So one of these shootings that recently happened. This is March 16th. Police shot a man who was they were there because he was illegally camping.
Are you trying to tell me he pitched a tent without paying for it?
He didn't even have a tent. He was a homeless guy, and
so he was sleeping outside.
Yeah, where they sleep
without paying for it.
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah. Now, before we play the video, because we are going to play the video, and
can I ask you where this was?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
A little more. Thank you for the answer. A little more specific as far as was it in the middle? Was it on a park bench?
It was not on a park bench. It appeared to be among some rocks, but you really couldn't see. There was only one angle on the camera, so you can't tell if you're out in nature or in a park somewhere.
Okay, because I gotta say maybe this guy just taking a nap on some ground.
Well. And here's the other side.
I don't want my kids stumbling across them and playing in the backyard either.
Reserve your judgments until you've both seen the video and know the other side of the story.
Oh, yeah, and he's dead. So that doesn't... I take it all back anyways.
Dude, at one point, he does pull 2 knives, but you'll see in the video.
All right,
you know what? Play the video.
I'll reserve judgment.
Play the video.
Right.
I will talk people through what is going on in the video.
Will you talk me through more than that?
Yes.
All right, don't change up your agreement. I'm going to try to walk with you. All right. Lawful, don't try to harm me. Keep your word. I can keep you safe.
So they're
all right? Don't worry about safety. I'm not a
confronting this guy. He says, I'm not a fucking murderer. And he's picking up his backpack to leave.
I'm trying to harm you.
And an officer with a yellow shotgun that shoots a boom shot fires at him, and the dog charges, and the dude freaks out, and he grabs for 2 knives.
I would like to point out that the GoPro perspective...
Yeah. That right there, did you hear that?
Uh-huh.
That was him getting shot by the guy with the camera.
Is an assault rifle. Has an assault rifle.
Yeah. He's if he's not dead yet, he's dying now. Now the cops are standing there looking at him. They all moved up, but they're staying back because he had 2 knives in his hands. So they see him move. They shoot him with a beanbag. They shoot him with another beanbag. They shoot him with a 3rd beanbag.
Oh!
Now they release the dog on him.
Good one, dog on him? I can get him on him. Yeah, I don't want that knife in his head.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Dog gets up, grabs the guy's leg. Dog, this guy's not moving. They just shot this dude. Dead.
You got knife in each hand? Knife in each
Dead.
hand. Knife in each hand?
So they
over knives.
fired
Stop
at
the video.
him, several times, as you can see in that video.
Over pocket knives.
Now the other side of the story is, dude has a history of violence. He's got a history of mental illness. He recently broke a female officer's nose.
So before you're telling me
that this guy should have been in treatment or something.
Okay. In this incident, you're telling me that before these police officers approached him, they knew all this information?
Yes.
I
do think so, yeah.
They had already
all right. You know what?
They had already positively identified this guy as having a record?
I'm willing to say that they may have had a little bit of knowledge about who they were after, but I don't know. None of the stories actually say if they knew that that's who he was or not. But he did pull two knives after they shot a flash grenade at him.
They have flash grenades and bean bags. He pulled up pocket knives. If they hit him with 3 bean bags before the assault rifle, he'd have been laying on the ground unconscious.
Maybe a taser. Maybe
we have lots and lots of innovative ways to
going to the assault
kill
rifle.
people.
They went to the assault rifle kind of fucking goddamn quick.
And they got like a GoPro on too. I mean, it was like a helmet cam.
So you might remember the last time, and it provided great. This is why all cops should have cameras. Right here, this is why cops should have cameras. That is one of 23 murders committed by the police in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I like your choice of words, sir.
That's a murder.
I'm pretty sure
I just watched that cop murder a guy.
I'm pretty sure I agree with you. I'm pretty sure I agree with you, yeah.
That dude's going to still be a cop. They've shot and killed 23 people since 2010.
I wonder how many are homeless.
Well, kind of all of them now, I guess.
Unless you're Christian and they're finally home.
Yeah. So that story definitely got my goat a little bit. I recommend to people that they read up on that one and follow it because it's there is still breaking news going on with that. The people of Albuquerque, New Mexico are quite pissed off. And they should be. They're getting murdered by their police force.
23 killings, but I mean, it's excessive.
That's too many. That's too many. I don't care what the circumstance. Like you said it yourself. Why didn't we shoot him with the beanbag first?
Why didn't we just shoot him with the beanbag?
Well, I don't understand. Like we got to flashbang him. Now you disoriented a guy you know is mentally ill, and you suspect is being dangerous and armed.
So beanbag the fucking
right,
guy.
not flashbang him.
Face, break his nose with it. Whatever. You know what I mean? Shoot him right in the face with a beanbag. He will lay down on the ground crying like a baby.
They definitely got a little excessive real quick there, man. And that dude he didn't just fire one shot, man. He put 4 or 5 rounds into that guy's midsection.
And I've said it a million times, just don't tase me. Anything but tase me. Don't tase me.
Don't shoot me. That's what I'm saying. Don't point that gun at me. Don't point the gun at me. You're the police. You're not there to point guns at me. That shit's... Oh, it makes me mad. Makes me mad.
And they walked into the situation with bullet resistant vests and tactical gear. They didn't walk up in street uniform.
No, these were
cops.
not like they were well protected.
These cops came for a fight, dude. Cops came for a fight.
Oh, these cops came to kill a guy.
Yeah.
They were ready to kill a guy today. Just fucking ridiculous. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, on that lovely note.
Yeah, moving on.
What else you got?
This just in, we were at Podfest this weekend where we did a headline news that we told the people we would play for them.
It is the 29th day of March.
That's right, bitches. My birthday is in 1 month.
In the year 2014, I am Corey.
And I'm Stacey.
And we are ROCRadio live from the Record Archive.
We are in front of an outstanding live audience.
We are.
There's live audience Tell them what you think of the show. I see you looking at me funny, chair. Folks, there is a funny-looking chair, and it's looking at me funny. And I ain't making that shit up. I'm going to Facebook a picture of it for you.
So why are we at the Record Archive?
Well, for one, the Record Archive is fucking awesome.
All right, that's a good point. That's a fair point.
This store blows my socks off.
It blows your what now?
It puts my socks backwards on the beak of my head.
Like a well-placed Elmer Fudd shotgun.
Yes, blast. Like a shotgun blast from Elmer Fudd's shotgun. Not just like his shotgun was well-placed.
Well, you know. That's because we're doing the ROC Podfest thing. Recording our show, doing some live shows in front of some bigger audiences, and then doing our normal wrecking.
Yeah, our 15-minute show last night seems to have gone over like the bee's knees.
The bees and its knees.
Yes,
it's awkward not looking like at you.
I know it is. It's like I'm going to have a sore neck from this tomorrow. Listeners at home, just to give you an idea of what's going on. Usually, Corey and I sit at a square desk where we are facing at joined angles at a 90 degree, so that we can look at each other and talk. But today we're at a flat desk, 180 degrees off from each other. So we are looking ahead at a room full of smiley face, creepy ass chairs.
The good news is I did this for the 15-minute show last night.
Yeah,
because I was nervous,
and it seemed to work out well.
It was more comfortable looking at you than them. But
I made it a point to make eye contact. There was one large black fellow who I continued to make eye contact with because he was right in the middle.
Just to tell him that you're not a racist?
No, he was a very big person, and he was right in the middle of the room.
Hi, large black guy. I'm going to make sure I look at you so you don't think that I'm uncomfortable in your presence.
He looked kind of scurry, man. So I was like, and I don't mean like I was looking at him like I was scared of it, but like, you know, your eye just goes to the biggest thing in the center of the room.
Keep an eye on a motherfucker. I don't know what you're saying.
And I know
I got you,
that he was like, why is this white boy looking at me every time he talks about arrests? I know that's what was going on.
Well, we were waiting for your input, sir. I'm sure you have some experience in this matter.
Tell us what you think.
But now that the lights are all bright and there's nobody in the room, and I'm a little more comfortable, now I can do the moves, but there's nobody here to see him.
Yeah. It's good job,
well.
Corey. Excellent work.
Oh, well. What are you going to do?
So also we're here not just because the Record Archive is awesome, but it is ROC Podcast Presents Podfest today. You've heard us talk about it all over the internet for the past month, and here we are now doing it live.
Doing that Podfest thing.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's been super fun.
It has.
I've
had
excited.
A blast doing this. This has been a good time. Been out. You can come and see me. I'm giving away free stuff. There is, which is always fun to do because almost everybody likes free stuff. And the people, I'll tell you, people who don't like the free stuff are very interesting people.
It just occurred to me that we're not streaming live on AirWreckRadio.com.
No, we're not.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I don't think we really have the ability to make that happen easily.
We would if I had access to Vin's computer.
Oh, that's way over there.
But that's all the way over there, and I'm already in the middle of making a podcast.
Plus,
a sober podcast.
Yes, that's the other thing about the ROC Podcast Presents Podfest is that it's not at a bar and it's not in a garage full of beer. So we are woefully sober today.
Why are we here?
I'm not sure.
Now that you put it in such a way, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here.
I don't know. Let's get out of here.
All right, I'm out.
We've done our due diligence. So,
I mean, if you're sure,
I think.
Go on. I'm sorry. I just wanted to destroy everything.
I have to tell you something, Corey. You cannot be poking around at your screen so much. It's very distracting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to distract you.
I don't know if you noticed that happened during the show last week, but like when you are wiggling your goddamn hands around your screen so fucking much, it's very difficult for me to maintain a topic.
Well, you should be focusing better.
I should be. What would you like to focus on? You want to pick a news story?
Since we're I was going to say, since we're doing a shortened version of the show for this episode.
Yeah, we'll just jump right into it.
You want to just hit right into headlines?
Yeah.
Can I play it?
You're gonna, so whatever. Nobody's going to be able to hear it, but sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sound effects nobody can hear.
Tonight in the headlines, a minimum wage increase is in the offing.
That'll help.
This is something to...
I'm sure that'll solve all the problems.
Please the poor and piss off the rest. This one, I think.
What else do you have? You got minimum wage. Just quick. What do we got for
I don't know. You just saw me open the minimum wage.
Oh no, I didn't see the minimum wage thing. I thought you were just going over what we had.
Nope.
Go ahead.
I opened the story.
Fire away.
As usual, this one comes from the Associated Press. This is the AFP. I wonder if that's the Associated fucking Press.
I'm sure that's what the F stands for.
I can't imagine what else it would. Free Press. The Associated Free Press, probably. Those are free, sir. Feel free to take one.
Podcasting fourth wall.
You like that?
Yeah, buddy.
U.S. Vice President Joe Biden on Saturday called for Americans to back President Barack Obama's push to raise the federal minimum wage, intensifying debate ahead of midterm congressional... Oh, I see what this is about. This is about drumming up voters, not about social issues.
Are you? Wait, you're trying to convince me that they specifically use distractive news?
Oh, they time it so well
to try to purposely raise controversy.
And again, I mean, it is nice to see them doing something. I wish it was something a little more well thought out. Obama unveiled the
thinking. You're out of it, man.
I know.
That's not a lot.
That's not what governing is about. It's about running for election every fucking year.
Exactly. How much of your money can I spend on ads for myself?
Yes, I must stay in power. Yeah, the tax person does a little side tangent. The tax person who prepared my taxes asked me, "Would you like to donate any percentage of your?" I think it was even $1. She might have even been like, "Would you like to donate $1 to support political campaigning?"
So what you're asking me is, would I like to donate 1% of my soul to Satan?
I so badly wanted to jump up out of my chair and throw something and say, "Fuck no, I don't want to goddamn give any money." Like, oh, what are you?
Do you understand that that's the problem?
I'm pretty sure they take enough money to do. You don't need to give them. In fact, stop giving them money. Obama unveiled a proposal to increase the federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $10.10. That's for some reason this news story includes that is €7.35.
And that explains what the F stands for, the Associated Foreign Press.
Oh, good call, Corey. That might be correct. I got to start that over now.
I'm sorry.
Obama unveiled a proposal to increase the federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $7.10 in his State of the Union address in January, as he set about closing income disparity. This is their idea of how you close income disparity. You raise the floor so the people in the middle get squished between those on the top who don't feel a thing and the people on the bottom who feel every goddamn thing.
I like the drain analogy. There's a room with a drain draining away all the water that we put into the room. So instead of plugging the drain, we just pour in more water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard that analogy.
You haven't heard that one before?
No, it's fairly apt at what it is.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that if we just give the people who make the very least money $10.10 an hour, that's going to fix everything.
Oh, that's going to fix everything, because I'm not going to jack my prices up knowing that minimum wage has gone up.
Let me tell you the problem with this that I have. That is a legitimate...
Sorry, I'm just... As a small business owner, people got more money now.
Oh, now I have to pay close to $3 more an hour per employee.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I have 2 employees, every day that I'm open for 16 hours a day, I'm out 16 times 3 is like 48 or something like
48.
that. And so now times however many employees you have extra. So
I would do this on the calculator, but you won't let me poke at my screen. So
we're talking about $50 extra a day per employee on the shift for a small business owner. Now, that's not going to beat up McDonald's very much, but it is going to beat up everybody who doesn't have a big corporate logo waving.
Well, I'm telling you, as a small business owner, it's not going to beat me up because I'm not going to absorb that cost.
And why would you? Why would you?
It would put me out of business. No. You know who's going to absorb that cost?
The consumer.
The consumer. I'm going to raise your prices.
And then who's the consumer, Corey? Is it the minimum wage employee and the middle class employee? It is, in fact, those two people.
Especially in my business, because rich people don't do that.
No, when the laundromat has to raise its prices, the wealthiest of us are not even going to know that it happened.
What's a laundromat?
In fact, the middle classest of us aren't even going to notice. But when the bar prices go up, I'm going to notice that my drink just got $3 more expensive. I'm going to pay $6 for a Labatt. There's not even a band.
They might have something to do with their alcoholism, sir.
Piss. Rival Republicans have long argued that raising the minimum wage would hurt the economy and employment because, in part, because it would prompt small businesses to tighten belts and lay off some workers. That is something that would also happen. You would see less employees at the places you work at. You think McDonald's couldn't flip a burger with a robot? Just saying. There's no reason in the world why an American working 40 hours a week has to live in poverty, Biden said in a weekly address in place of Obama, who is in Saudi Arabia. So Biden says there's no reason why an American working 40 hours a week has to live in poverty. And I'm inclined to agree with that, but we don't. See, minimum wage wasn't designed so that you would support a family. It was designed so that
it's entry level and outro level work.
Yeah.
It's for the people who need to learn how to work and provide a menial job to the public.
Yes.
Or the people who are coming out of retirement who just need a job to stay afloat or to keep busy to provide a menial service to the public.
I used to say that if you wanted better than minimum wage, you had to do better than minimum effort. And I still think that's true today, but it is less true today than it used to be because there's no manufacturing jobs. There's no jobs for the uneducated masses. You know, we still train up our children to be working drones.
And that's why McDonald's employees think they're entitled to $13 an hour.
Right, because they don't have many other viable options.
When they're of a working class ability that would earn them $13, $14, $15 an hour.
Right.
But their jobs aren't there.
The trouble isn't the minimum wage. It's that there's no maximum wage. That's really the problem here. An employer, a business owner, there's no incentive for them to spread their wealth evenly or even fairly. There's no incentive program out there to encourage them to do that. And they don't feel the shame because they're in a separate class of citizen from the employees that they're robbing.
And then they get to throw at you that I worked hard for where I am.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You probably did.
Yeah.
There also might have been a fair amount of luck involved.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Where you are as well.
Nobody that works for Coca-Cola started Coca-Cola.
So if you were hard enough working that you worked yourself up from the, rags to riches story, you're telling me that nobody that works for you is as hardworking or as capable or as worthy as you are?
Right. That is exactly what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling you that everybody that works for minimum wage is lazy and useless and deserves the minimum wage that they get. And that's just not the case. But we need to work on disparity by not raising the floor. We need to just disperse from the top better.
Meanwhile, in this city, all the major corporations are crumbling.
Yeah.
And small business is the only thing keeping anybody employed.
Yeah, and there's only so many small business jobs. I mean, there's a ton of Target jobs and Walmart. There's a lot of retail positions, and those are the kind of positions that are minimum wage positions. But I think that even those positions aren't necessarily minimum wage. I think that if you work at Target, there's a very good chance you're making $9.75 an hour. Now, that's still less than this, but it's more than minimum wage. And again, do better. I know that I'm looking at this from my own perspective. It's the only perspective. It's the only perspective that I can look at it from and be completely earnest. And I know that I got lucky with the decisions that I made and how they panned out, and I know that, but like
you do recognize that you were one bad decision away from a different road.
Oh,
as we all were.
Yeah.
We all were.
But so is everybody else, and them's the breaks, folks. Them's the breaks.
And that's the way it works. But, sometimes it's not because you made a bad decision. Oftentimes, I think you're the one who said this to me, oftentimes it's not because I'm not poor. It's not because I'm poor. It's because I'm not the son of a rich man.
Right.
Sometimes that kind of failure isn't your own to bear.
No, sometimes you draw a bad lot. And the thing about drawing a bad lot is you do have a great percent of opportunity to do better than your bad lot. Like, I came fucking dirt poor, man. My family was poor as a bitch. Now, and I'm just one example, and it's not like I'm wealthy or anything like that, but I do well enough for myself.
And I understand your position. And you feel that you worked hard, you deserve the benefits of your labor, the fruits of your labor.
Yes. I feel that my wage is completely well earned.
And it is. But there's a lot of people out there who could earn their wage, but the opportunity to do so just isn't there. Sure, there's lots of jobs. There's lots of jobs at $20 an hour for $7.25 an hour. even if it's $10 an hour.
Right. There are lots of jobs. The problem is that they're low-paying, low-value jobs. Where you are replaceable, your options to move up the chain are terribly limited.
And that's not going to fill the gap left in the 99% of the middle class who used to be the workforce.
Correct.
Okay, did we get off on, like, because you're staring at me here?
I don't know. You hit an end-of-the-road statement that I agree with. I can't I can't disagree with you, so I don't want to, because I don't want to deflate the value of either of our arguments by arguing for argument's sake.
All right, fair enough.
So,
meet in the middle on this one?
That's the minimum wage. What's that?
Meet in the middle on this one?
Yeah.
All right, good. Sounds good to me.
Hey, man, there's not enough opportunity. I think we both agree on that. But raising the minimum wage is not the way to increase opportunity.
And we certainly found a segue.
Did we?
Yes.
Sweet. Let's blow this pop stand on a sweet segue.
Speaking of minimum wage and minimum wage employers, Taco Bell has started selling breakfast.
That's a terrible segue. It's horrible.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get on it and ride it, man. Breakfast at Taco fucking Bell. You mean that I can go to Jefferson or Ridge Road in the morning and wait in a drive-through line for some shit food? That sounds terrific.
Well, you don't sound too enthused about it. Guess who's not enthused about it at all?
I would be more enthused if there were more Taco Bells.
Okay, fair enough. Guess who's not enthused about it at all? Can you take a guess?
KFC.
Can you tell me, can you take a guess as to who the number one fast food breakfast chain is?
Oh, is McDonald's having a
How
fit
did
over
you
this?
know?
What? Come on, really?
I guess.
Well, fill me in, Corey.
They're not throwing a piss fit so much as they're just shaking in their boots.
Because of Taco Bell. Bell. This is a fact. There are 13.7 McDonald's per Taco Bell. That's not a fact. I made that up. But
if you'd sold it with if you'd left it there,
I didn't want to leave it like that.
It would have been sold and everyone would have bought it.
I threw the 0.7 so that it would sound like an official number, and everybody knows me for official numbers, but that one was completely made up.
I mean, last year, fast food breakfast sales have risen 5%. 27.4 billion.
See, and now there is a good-ass argument for why McDonald's workers should get more money than what they get. Your profits went up, your sales went up 5%. Where's the stuff? You got to send that on down the line.
Careful, people are going to think you're a communist.
I might.
Yeah,
this is not the time to be associating myself with those kind of groups. So, no, Corey, I love capitalism. Capitalism, number one.
This close to being a terrible or an amazing American, one of the two. And apparently, Taco Bell, or the waffle taco.
This does look both disgusting and delicious at the same time.
300% of projected sales. 300% of what they figured it would do.
Of course it was. I mean, come on, man. You see the numbers for the Doritos Locos taco? They put fucking Dorito seasoning on a taco shell and sold their same tacos.
And it created 1,300 jobs.
Minimum wage jobs.
20-hour-a-week minimum wage jobs.
Yeah,
but they did it.
Some of them had to be managers. That's great. Plus, somebody's got to work at the factory that makes the waffles.
That's a good point. If you go back down the line, there's got to be.
Where do they get their waffles from?
See, now you're being a good capitalist.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Both sides of the hat, man.
Just because I'm on my own little, trying to get healthy thing, I'd like to point out that there's 370 calories in a waffle taco.
That's not terrible.
It's
just because I'm wearing headphones and have to suffer through it, Corey, I'd like to politely remind you that these mics are liver
I'm sorry,
than the ones we're used to.
You're right.
God damn it, my screen shut off again.
Waffle taco. Did I say waffle taco too loud? Is that what got to you?
No, I like the way you say waffle taco. Will you say it again?
Waffle taco.
It's very nice. I want one now.
So that's my Taco Bell.
How many calories?
370.
That's right on par with the other breakfast things. I mean, how could it not be? There's only so many things you can do at a fast food restaurant for breakfast. What do they put in that thing? Have you had one?
Okay, I want to tell you. Waffle taco, 370 calories.
Yeah.
The one that McDonald's boasts is good for you or whatever, or sells for you as a reasonable breakfast
is like 270.
The fruit and maple oatmeal.
Oh, God. That's not fair. That's not a fair comparison.
290 calories.
Yeah, but it's oatmeal, so you're going to poop it out. Not like Taco Bell. That you're going to spray out. Good morning.
Aggressive.
Hey, office friends. Guess who went to Taco Bell for dinner? Me.
This guy. So that's my Taco Bell.
Terrific.
Did you find a segue in there?
Nope.
You have a story?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you want to do the dwarf planet?
I guess.
Pluto's got some company.
You know, they've often thought that there was 2 planets out there.
Uh-huh.
Well, 2 quote-unquote planets.
Dwarf planets.
Yeah.
The little blue speck that we know as Pluto is now going to be joined by a little pink speck that may or may not be known as Biden.
Oh, they're a couple.
They are a little couple, a little boy and girl.
A pink one and a blue one. Why do they got to be gender-specific, Corey?
You're the one. You're the one who made it a couple.
I did, but I'm going to lay blame on you.
All right, I'll take that.
All right,
Fair
you're
enough.
welcome.
Apparently the pink hue, because Pluto has plenty of liquid or frozen water.
Yes, it is.
And that's what causes
ball.
and that's what causes the blue hue.
Yes.
Where the other planet
Is it fluoride? Is it
possibly-
frozen fluoride? Don't tell me. I want to guess. Is
you're
it iron?
close. No.
It wouldn't be frozen iron.
And we wouldn't be able to see it from the surface of the planet. Iron would be heavy.
Because it wouldn't reflect enough light.
Okay, this guessing thing is going to get really old on a podcast.
You're right. Fire away. What
Okay,
is it?
It's got plenty of frozen water, but it has liquid methane rain.
Oh, that was my next guess.
Yes, and that's what gives you the pink hue.
Methane.
Yes, methane.
Should have known.
So basically, what the implication of it isn't so much the planet, possibly known as Biden. The implications are bigger than that.
That's a shit name for a planet, by the way. Was there a Greek god named Biden? Get the fuck
no.
out of here. That's horse shit.
No, there was a vice president, and Biden was his name. O-B-I-D. I'm sorry. This is further proof of that that orc cloud that is very difficult for us to actually observe.
Do we need proof of that? I accepted it. The first time I read that it was there, I accepted it.
It's
wholeheartedly. I was like, yeah, orc cloud. Believe it.
So more proof would be nice because it's very hard for us to observe without any influence from the sun that far away.
Well, no shit.
Well,
It takes a long time for microwave radiation to bounce back from that far away.
So the implication goes further, and maybe not so much what's beyond Pluto and Biden with the Oort cloud, but maybe what else is in gravitational rotation in orbit around the sun that isn't affected by the light from the sun that we haven't seen yet. That's the big question.
There's so much stuff out. I mean,
that's caught in the gravitational field.
The good news is it's all so far away, and until we figure out that there's like valuable resources out
it
there,
doesn't even need to exist.
We don't need it.
Exactly.
We don't need it.
Doesn't even need to be there. So Pluto got some company. He got demoted from a planet, no longer a planet, but he gained a twin, which is pretty cool.
Oh, because Pluto's the boy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now they're twins. They're not even a couple. That's space incest.
Ooh, incest is best.
Between planets. That might be the sexiest thing space has got for us these days.
Outside of our coverage of it. Our coverage of it is pretty sexy.
Yeah, fair enough. Whoa, that's not sexy. That lady's ugly.
Ooh.
Look at this. Oh, it's horrible. You're welcome for that, podcast listeners.
Thank you, Mail Online.
So, oh my God! You know what I heard? I heard a commercial for. What was that?
Now
I can't think of it. On my way here, I was listening to The Zone, trying to hear the ROC Podcast live commercial, and I heard a commercial for one of those phone dating services.
Mm-hmm.
They have that song that's like "Reach out and touch someone" or something. And I don't know.
You don't know?
How are those?
I'm lost, dude. You got me.
Phone dating services are still on out there. Like, why would anybody do that?
Text Krista for a super good time.
Yeah.
Only 13337277.
Yeah. I see you've got some experience.
What was that number? What was that number? What was the number?
I forgot it.
The commercial's over and I don't need a lawyer.
Fucking radio. God damn it. It's no good for nothing.
I had a 50-50 stab there. I was either going to go lawyer or car dealership. Either one of those would have worked for I don't need that after the sexy ad. Sexy.
Have you heard of the Crazy Cave, Corey?
I'm about to.
It's not as fun as you think it is. The Tammy's company actually sends their paperwork to this place to be processed. So there's this cave.
Superfan number 1 is involved with this story?
Yeah. I'll read you the headline. This is from the dailymail.co.uk. Underground bunker dubbed the Crazy Cave, where 600 workers process government pensions by hand, and one case takes 61 days.
Do you happen to have the numbers on what their suicide rate is? Because it's got to be staggering.
That's in this article somewhere.
Oh, my Lord. It's got to be.
600 workers are processing government pension papers in an underground bunker entirely by hand in a staggering example of state inefficiency that is costing taxpayers millions. I think millions is probably a low estimate. Staff at what has been dubbed the Crazy Cave take up to 61 days to deal with one single case because of the archaic process that is the same speed as it was 37 years ago.
I'm sorry, how many?
37 years ago.
More than I've been alive.
How is this possible that, like, this kind of uselessness is still going on? Like,
it's underground, Stacey. They haven't gotten the computers yet.
That's a good point. We don't know how deep underground it is.
Maybe it just takes a while for information to travel that long.
Each file is sent in on paper, entered into a computer, printed out on paper, and then put back into a computer again.
I like to digitize things while I kill my trees.
The fuck? Well, take a fucking picture and recycle the paper and call it a day.
Do you think it's got millions of those vacuum tubes flinging paperwork back and forth,
Oh my God! Yeah, it probably
to the
looks
surface?
like
and
it probably looks like the prop room for Futurama. I'm sure. Bosses have been asking for things to be automated since 1979, but nothing has been done despite $100 million being spent to see if it was possible.
I could have done this.
You fucking dickheads. Go
I
ahead.
could have done this for $400 in a free app.
And then I
could have digitized these files.
And that $400 would have got you this service. Yes, it can be done. This wasn't $400 put into initiating it. This was just $400 seeing it.
Buys you a smartphone that I can use a scanner app and do all this myself.
So I'm the head of the committee, trying to decide if this is possible.
You are? Can you give me a job?
Listen, we're going to give this firm $100 million, and they're going to tell us if it's actually possible to reduce paper waste.
Can I just give you guys this one for free?
Yeah. The answer is yes.
There you go, guys.
Of course, it is absolutely possible to reduce paper waste.
Every other industry managed to get it done.
Fuck a duck, man. Are you kidding me?
I heard if you do it, it squeaks.
The cave is so badly run that the cost of processing each claim, at least $100,000 claims a year, has even increased from, oh my God, the cost of doing this has gone up from $82 initially to $108 over the years. Now, we're adjusted for inflation over the course of 37 years. That's not a terrible increase, but it sure is an increase on something that shouldn't have been an increase at all. Federal retirees also suffer, you don't say, because it takes months for them to get their benefit checks, whereas it should have taken a matter of days. Honestly, it should have taken like an hour while we type in your name into this fancy computer, and then the computer tells us, oh, yes, we do owe you a check, and then the check gets deposited directly to your account, and you don't need a cave full of archaic paper and Dewey Decimal orderings.
I like how you imply that you need a computer more powerful than a Mac 2 to get this job done. Again, $400 for a smartphone and a free scanner app, and we'll have it done in a couple hours.
Yeah, we'll have this right back to you. This is part of this is one of those things that affects soldiers that come back, too.
Wouldn't this be a great job for soldiers that need work?
Honestly, automate this shit. Fucking podcasters could do that job.
And would. Just for the publicity.
I like the name that the Washington Post gave this place. The cave is located in Boyers, Pennsylvania, and in its report, the Washington Post called it the sinkhole of bureaucracy, noting that among government workers in America, it has taken on the status of near-urban myth. Could you imagine what it's like working at this place?
Dude, like I said, suicide rates.
These people should just stop showing up to work. Just see what happens. Fuck, the Senate did it.
Yeah, they can just not go to work. I'm sorry, go on.
I'm done with this story. It's frustrated me enough now. I think we've gotten all the hard numbers out of it. It's a disgusting sinkhole of nepotism and government not keeping up mentorship.
It is the perfect demonstration of bureaucratic ineptness. It's mind-boggling how poor of an idea this is.
It is an idea so bad that it is just you cannot run out of terrible adjectives to use
Yes.
to describe this disgusting display of moronic behavior.
It reminds me of the VA story I did where the weight of the paper file was caving
where
the
it caved in
floor.
the building. Yeah, I remember that story.
But they, for the demonstrative purposes, for the news story, they measured the level of the floor on an iPhone.
This place, the roof will never collapse under the weight because they put it in a cave.
Oh, that's true.
That is the one smart thing they did here. They put it underground so that the roof couldn't cave in on it.
Or, minimum fire, minimum damage.
All right, so now we're going to move on to your story?
Yes.
Let's fire away.
The mandatory Kim Jong-un haircut, Supreme Leader's haircut.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's like one of 4 haircuts available to have in Korea, North Korea.
And it was said that it was
Best Korea.
And it was said that mandated that the men in his age range were to wear that haircut and only that haircut. Best in Korea. It turns out that was an unfounded rumor that the wild U.S. media just ran with. Well, because it had the words South Korea in it.
North Korea?
North Korea had the words Kim Jong-un in it.
So that's not true?
Not true.
I guess I should be happy for North Koreans, but instead I'm disappointed that we're not that much better. That my American superiority complex is taking a hit on this one.
The thinly sourced reports say...
I think this is a rumor. If that was a rumor, this could be a rumor.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Little double deception.
Yeah.
The thinly sourced reports say an order went out a few weeks ago for university students to cut the sides of their heads, just like Kim. Washington, D.C. based Radio Free Asia cited unnamed sources as saying an unwritten directive from somewhere within the ruling Workers' Party went out this morning, causing consternation among students who didn't think the new do would suit them. However, much more reliable media sources and visitors to the country claim that there are no evidence of such an order or any actions to follow said order.
Do you think that they had guns pointed at their heads when they were saying, no evidence support this is unfounded American propaganda rumor?
Also a very good point. I retract my previous statements.
I mean, it's not like, North Korea is known for putting people against walls and making them say words. They'd never do something like that in Best Korea.
Which, in Best Korea ever, thanks to Supreme Leader.
That's number one. I have one more quickie.
I have, okay.
Did you have...
I got one more quickie, too, that is related to that story that I can do.
Okay.
Okay, do yours first.
Good. I happened to stumble upon some very expensive beers, and this is not actually a news story. It's just an endorsement to try to get people to buy these beers and invite me over to drink them. Corey, have you ever heard of Tutankhamun Ale?
I bet you it's not very common.
No, that's not what the name's about, but yes, it is not.
See what I did there?
Oh,
see what I did there?
It was like a double entendre.
A little double entendre, but it was a blatant, poorly thought out one.
Good job. Excellent. Through the use of science, I love it. I love when a story starts.
Through the use of science.
We're going to get some science, and we're going to use it. That's what we're going to do.
But then all the babies will die, Stace.
I hate that joke. Through the use of science, Dr. Barry Kemp and Dr. Delwyn Samuel. These are what sciencey names?
Yes.
Delwyn? Yo, if you have a kid, name it Delwyn. That kid's going to be a fucking scientist.
Or
True
a serial
story.
killer. Those are your choices. Cult leader, maybe.
These two went out, got some science, put it to use. They were able to extract the recipe of an ancient brew of Queen Nefertiti's royal brewery in Egypt. In 1990, researchers then teamed up with Scottish brewer Jim Merrington to create the 3,200-year-old recipe. They created 1,000 bottles of the beer, with the first bottle selling for $7,686.
I want some fact checking.
One bottle of beer.
Wow. I want some fact checking here, because I'm going to play you for a minute. And how do I know they didn't just throw some shit in a bottle and say it was 30,000 years old?
You don't know.
I don't know. I want some fact checking here. I want you to prove to me where they went on the expedition that discovered the material.
And I want to tell you that I am not going to do that.
I didn't think you were going to.
How would I even? I don't read Egyptian hieroglyph. Moving up the expensive beer ladder, Sam Adams has a beer called Utopia. Look at the bottle this thing comes in.
Cool.
It's a fancy. It looks like a Crown Royal bottle made out of like copper or brass or something.
It looks
really
like
nice.
It looks like civilized perfection.
It looks very nice.
Utopia, nothing.
Utopia, no. Utopia's is America's most expensive beer and is released every 2 years by Samuel Adams. Each batch is aged in sherry, brandy, cognac, bourbon, and Scotch casks for up to 18 years. With an ABV of 27%, it's banned in 13 states. This bottle goes for, per bottle, 700 milliliter bottle, goes for $150 a bottle.
You want to split it?
I definitely do. I definitely. Can I keep the thing?
Yes, you can keep the thing.
Okay.
I just want to drink it.
Then yes, I will pony up $75, and we're going to get a bottle of that.
I also have a beer story, and it's actually what I'm doing for my live show for a podcast to the podcast tonight.
Oh, well, spoilers.
Yeah. Dock Street Brewing, but this is a recorded show for us, so it'll work.
Good point.
Dock Street Brewing Company
Backwards
is showcasing its Dock Street Walker brew this Sunday at 7 p.m. The Walker is an American pale stout with malted wheat, oats, flaked barley, hops, cranberries, and smoked goat brains.
Yum. That sounds tasty.
It is a smooth, creamy mouthful with delicate earthy notes, slight tartness, and an intriguing, subtle, smoky tone.
And this is a beer?
This is a beer they're making for the Walking Dead TV show.
It's got...
They call it the Walker.
Okay.
Which is what they call zombies in that show.
I mean, I'd try it. What's the estimated price of this smoked goat's brain beer?
Doesn't tell you, so it's probably $3 a bottle, like
That's a little
beer's supposed to
disappointing.
be. Okay, I have to piss like a racehorse.
Well, folks, that's been your show tonight. This has been ROC Radio live at ROC Podcast. I want to give a big thanks to UnderTheSkin.tv for helping us with the recording of this.
Thank you, Glenn.
Big thanks, a big shout out to Vinny Paulino for getting this event put together.
And being so damn sexy.
Also for his sexiness. Also, I want to thank the Lost Cosmonauts for providing us with a studio audience. Thanks, guys. It was nice to have people in the room to talk over. It was very, very nice.
As opposed to each other for a change.
A reminder, check out AirWreck Radio. We are live every Monday around 8 o'clock, airwreckradio.com.
.com.
Thank you for listening. We want to take a moment to speak to you about a subject that I am sure is close to all of our hearts. All we are asking for is a few simple seconds of your day to save one of these poor creatures. Abused, neglected, and forgotten. It's simply disturbing. These pseudo broadcasters are left without anyone to interview or to create all their content for them. Let's face it, this job's a lot easier when someone else does all the heavy lifting. Please, take just a few seconds of your day to help these poor, neglected creatures by emailing them airwreckradio@gmail.com with your booking suggestions and feedback. Thank you for your time and compassion.
Thank you for sitting through a little bit of a live segment.
You're welcome.
From ROC Radio at ROC Podfest, hosted by the Record Archive, 33 and 3rd Rockwood Street.
The coolest goddamn store.
As long as you can find a place to park, you're gonna rock your socks off.
Park.
My voice cracked a little bit. You didn't know that I was going through puberty.
That always takes me back to that. You remember that episode of the Brady Bunch where they sang that song about when one of the boy Brady's, his voice was changing, and they did that voice changing song?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't remember much about that song, but I remember that song.
It's coolest damn place on the planet if you can find a place to park.
Fuck it, walk. It's almost nice out. I mean, I don't mean walk the whole way, park somewhere generally close.
It's a whole 7 degrees.
Right now?
No, it's gotta be in the 50s.
I was gonna say.
But, so for the third break, you wanted to do another a talking point, sir?
Yeah, one more
little newsy story.
One more newsy story again from the Associated Press.
Oh, what now? See, you stopped to explain it to me like I didn't know.
The 5-member regulatory board that will ultimately decide if Northwestern University football players can unionize has itself been in the middle of a firestorm. They must be in Albuquerque. The very makeup of the National Labor Relations Board has been challenged in a case now before the Supreme Court, and Republicans contend the agency as being overly friendly to organized labor. The fuck is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea what you just said.
Republicans say the organization that's trying to get college athletes to unionize is overly friendly to organized labor.
I don't know what you just said. I don't know how you could be overly friendly. I'm not even a union guy. I'm usually an anti-union guy.
The way they are now, but
labor,
for these college basketball players who, by the way, folks, don't get paid.
I guess that's the point, because that's one of the reasons why I'm 50-50 is because the amateurs shouldn't get paid to play the game. That's what they call amateurs. However.
Continue.
However,
go ahead and finish that thought before
as
throw
long
something.
As these schools are making millions of dollars off of these kids' hard work.
Oh, it's more than millions, Corey.
And knees and backs and shoulders and thighs.
And toes and eyes and ears and mouth and nose.
Yes. All of those things. Maybe there should be a little freaking recompense here. A little kish.
Yeah, maybe they should be paying
little kish
for the... Or, I don't know. I mean, they got
nice
scholarships.
Well, yeah, that's a chunk. Maybe so, okay. So here's what we should be paying you minus your scholarship. Here's your envelope.
Yeah.
In your locker. You know what I mean?
There's just...
to be the public, just a little envelope.
There's so much money in college basketball. Yeah. And, like, why don't the players get any of it? And college football, too. Same thing.
Yeah.
Why would give these kids...
Any of it.
That's retarded. I mean, I understand that they're college students and stuff, but, like, there's so much money involved. This is literally...
They're the ones with the ACLs on the line.
Yeah.
How many people blow out their knees in college, man?
Do you know what ACL stands for?
No.
Me neither.
I know it's ligament in the leg. But
means all clear leg.
But no, I don't. I'm not a biology guy at all.
Northwestern said Friday that it would appeal to the full NLRB. That must be the National Labor Relations Board.
That must be. You just plucked that out of your ass?
No, I had said it previously in the story.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Northwestern said Friday that it would appeal to the full NLRB, a regional director's ruling that full scholarship players can be considered employees and thus have the right to form a union.
I don't know that they qualify as employees because they don't get paid.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you got to pay an employee. I think what we actually have here is a bunch of slaves.
Kind of sounds like that, but it's not slavery because it's optional.
They're working toward. I mean, and it does give them a scholarship.
Yeah, so it's not slavery's not quite. It's slavery's a little harsh.
I feel a little wafflier about this now that I thought of scholarships as like a form of payment. But like scientists get giant scholarships too. Like people that are really good at science, you know, get scholarships to pay for school too. But like they don't make the kind of money. They even have some paid internships, actually.
They're like, probably not going to strain their brain to the point of being incapacitated.
Also
though.
That. Well, I mean, that
whereas
depends on how you
blow
define...
out my knee, I'm no longer be able to walk.
Yeah.
A little different there, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. They should be paying their athletes.
Or at least something more. Maybe not what pros make. But something.
I'll tell you what. Give all the money the league makes. That's gross profit. And I mean gross, probably. Turn it into more scholarships for other kinds of students. Then I'd be okay, because then the students would themselves be playing for a legitimate charity. Pretty sure that's not what's going on now.
No, I'm sure there's just more white old men getting richer and richer and richer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure is what's happening.
Hey, speaking of rich white old men, we're down one. We haven't talked about this.
No, we have not talked about this. I've been a little discovered. We're down one. Took me a second to pick up what you were laying down there.
You want to talk about it?
I guess so. I'm not overly. I mean, outside of the fact that I'm probably going to lose my football team.
You think so? I don't think so. Nobody's buying Buffalo.
LA could use a team.
Oh, like they could have used the Raiders or the Rams?
Well, you know.
Like that?
Because people in LA care about sports.
Yeah, they have a sweet track record with football. Yeah, LA could use a team.
And basketball.
Ralph Wilson died, folks. In case you don't know what we're talking about, he's the legendary owner of the Buffalo Bills. Crucial in the development of the NFL
as itself.
Out of
Absolutely.
the AFL and
NFL, the NFL.
Oh.
The AFL
Well, that's
merged into
stupid.
the NFL.
That's not even really a merger. That's like a takeover.
What?
Sort of.
It split into the two divisions.
At this point, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't care.
But Ralph's dead. Jim's going to lose half his face.
That sucks, too. That one really, that makes me sad.
And he was kind of going to be the bastion. Everyone was like, Jim
Yeah.
Kelly lives
Come on,
and
Jim
stayed in
Kelly.
Buffalo. Like, maybe for a reason. So Thurman Thomas moved to Buffalo, and he owns the Arena Football League in Buffalo.
Really?
Yes.
Thurman Thomas does?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, and he's in town, too, so maybe they go in together.
Man, that'd be cool. It's completely just
A
such
bunch
a...
of the old Hall of Fame Bills.
The Expendables presents the Bills. That's what their new name will be, the Expendables.
But no, if Bon Jovi doesn't buy the goddamn thing, they'll move it to L.A. Toronto.
I don't think Toronto wants it either.
Toronto doesn't want it either.
You've
We've
seen
proven
those
it's not
Toronto
viable,
games. It's
but
like half the field is empty. It's the only time Buffalo gets less people to the stadium.
they have their own football league that they care about.
Yeah, with like bigger balls.
No, it is ball.
No, Canadian football. Our balls are bigger. That was their... They had that slogan for
I
a
really
while.
thought the ball was the same size. The field's wider, but shorter. And they've got an extra man. But I thought the ball was the same size.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm so certain that I'm not talking about rugby.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about rugby. The
I'm-
ball's bigger in rugby.
Whatever. Fine.
Canadian football is a mutated form of gridiron, which is what the football we play.
Their ball is in metric.
Fair enough. Absolutely.
That's
it
what I
is.
meant.
Okay. The number's bigger. The actual
Yeah.
digits are
Yeah,
bigger.
it's got more digits.
Because it's measured in centimeters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, Ralph's dead. Jim's losing half his face. Football team's going to L.A. See you later, boys.
Guess what? It's still a scam to take your money and give it on up the line to rich people.
To rich white old men.
Here you go, rich people. Have some more.
Ryan Schofield from the SCO Zone at the ROC Podfest said it best. Here's a rich old white billionaire who died with all of your money.
Yeah.
And never gave you what you wanted.
He's what we call
a championship for your city.
He's what we call a kleptocrat. Now, he's not, the devil about it. They're all kleptocrats, but...
Yeah, well, we paid him for 60 years, and he never did what he was supposed to do.
Nope.
Not once.
What exactly was he supposed to do?
Win a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, he didn't do that.
No.
Tried.
Yep.
I guess, as much as, a guy
We
that
had a
didn't
couple
play
of-
football could try.
We had a couple AFL championships, too. Before the merger.
Yeah.
When it was
That's
two
not a
separate
Super
leagues.
Bowl either.
That is not a Super Bowl.
Mm-mm.
Nope, sure didn't. So that's that.
I don't want to get down on the Bills because it's not the Bills I'd come to be disgusted with. It's the league.
Like, I don't even care about, there's always brewing about the draft because Combine is over. And I'm so confident that the Bills are fucking not going to be here that I don't even want to hear about the draft. I don't want to hear about...
Man, you really think they're not going to be here, huh?
I really think they're not going to be here. There's no reason for them to be. It's a terrible market.
How long do you think they won't be here next year?
Yeah.
Really?
They might have this season.
You want to put some money on that?
I'm going to have to go with a no.
Okay.
I'm not a gambler. They might have this season while the NFL makes sure they stay afloat. Because if nobody buys them quickly, the NFL will make sure that they run. It's not just going to have a franchise shut down and close the doors. But somebody's going to have to step up to the plate and leave it in Buffalo. You know what I mean? If somebody buys it, they could go anywhere else. They've got an 80,000 seat fucking stadium.
Yeah.
And they got a first rate stadium.
A way too large first.
In a third
stadium.
rate market.
It's too bad you can't move the stadium.
And the reason why I have such a time with the freaking sellouts is because there's so many seats in Buffalo.
Yeah.
If there were 20,000 less seats, we'd have a lot less sold out games. I mean,
more.
We'd have more sold out games.
I knew what you meant.
And you'd have a lot more support because the blackout rule doesn't help anybody.
Nope, absolutely does. You know what
Nobody.
you know what the blackout rule helps? It helps firstrow.eu. That's what the blackout rule helps.
Yeah.
It helps the internet provider, who happens to be the cable company. So, maybe we're not. Maybe that's why there's no push to get this law changed. It doesn't hurt anybody, except for like the people who don't know how to use the internet to find the blackout thing, or don't have like a device that's worth watching a football game on. Because I'll tell you, there's a big difference between watching a football game on the internet and watching it on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Significant difference there.
Oh, yeah. I usually like to find a bar with satellite. They usually have whatever game you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you know what time it's on, just go to a bar with satellite, and they will have it for you.
A bar like Jeffrey's Bar.
Ooh, Jeffrey's.
The official bar of nearby.
Okay, so of nearby. I like that. All right, Foundering Synapsis. We both went to ROC Podfest. That was awesome. We're awesome, and even more awesome than everyone else.
Yeah, you can tell by the way this episode is ending.
I can't you? What else do we have? Some.
They know what we had. They just had to listen to it, folks.
Fuck you! I want to do it.
What? You're taking us out?
No, go ahead, take us out.
Oh, folks, come on back next week. We'll have some quality material for you, maybe.
It's late in the afternoon, the sun rising high. There's nothing to do around here, and if there was, well, I wouldn't try. Taking my comforts, taking good care of me. Sitting down in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, there goes the phone again. It's probably just another wrong number, but someone tried to sell me something I can't even see. Well, I got the solution. How to deal with this insanity. Just sit down in my easy chair and take a big sip of my sassafras tea. It's getting near evening, the sun going down. I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, oh, here come my neighbor Jim. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution. I know how to set him free. Set him down in my easy chair and give him a sip of my sassafras tea.
ROCPodcasts.com.